Hello YouTube, welcome to my YouTube channel, Anna Bella, and this is a really, really good book. It's After the Martyrdom, What Happened to the Family of Joseph Smith Jr. That would be him, and that's his wife Emma. And this is a really good book because I'm really pleased that they've done a new movie on the succession crisis that we had in the church after the death of Joseph Smith, because it was a huge event. There's no way around it. It was very, very distressing. So this is a 2012. So we've got the tragedy of the martyrdom, Joseph Smith's brothers and sisters, Emma and the events following the martyrdom, so what happened to her, and obviously the conflict between Emma and Brigham, and they basically wrote poison pen letters to each other for the rest of their lives after Joseph Smith's death, after Brigham was settled in Utah. The events leading up to the departure of the Utah Saints, the blossom of the Rocky Mountains, Emma's marriage to Lewis Crum Bidman, Joseph Smith III's life and leadership of the reorganised church, the more significant events in Emma's life, Emma's sons, Lewis's stepsons and their Utah missions, because they did come to Utah. They did not get a good reception there, but it was very interesting, I think, for them. The last testimony and death of Emma Smith Bidman. Reflections and contrasting views on the doctrine of plural marriage. As we all know, that is going to be a bone of contention. Moving swiftly on, scriptural accounts of plural marriage, the tests and persecution and the principle for today. Endnotes and selected bibliography, index about the author, about the book. It's really good. This basically, there are some shocking stuff in here. It basically says, how did it affect the family and what happened to the family? Because we know that Hiram's wife and son came to Utah. Emma stayed, but then again, she had Joseph Smith's mother to look after, as well as a lot of small children, and she didn't want to marry Brigham because he did offer, and she basically said no. But it's really good that you get a bibliography on each of his siblings, because so many of them actually died. It's awful. I wrote about, there's spaces for notes, which I really like. So I've got to do Emma Hale Smith and Joseph Smith Jr.'s kids there, because a lot of their kids died. But I've got Joseph Smith Sr., Joseph's father, and Lucy Mack Smith, and all of their children. Very few of them lived to adulthood. See, look, died. Obviously, that's Alvin. Hiram died. Joseph died. Obviously, they're all dead now. But it's when Samuel, his death is particularly awful because he actually went to collect the bodies from Carthage, and he died because he got a cold because he rode in the rain. And if you get a cold and a bad rain from the weather and you get cold in this time, you are going to die. And unfortunately, poor Samuel Smith, he did die because of it. So yeah, some of this is really hard hitting, to be fair, and it's really balanced. It explains people, why they did the things they did and stuff, and you've got probing questions and why people made the decisions that they did. And some people may or may not have known. And what I do like about Brigham, it's one of the few things, because he is such a controversial figure, in fact they all are, is when he was settled in Utah, he went and he sent people to go and visit some people involved in the early church to get their perspective, to see where they were, particularly regarding the coming forth of the Book of Mormon. He went. None of the witnesses of the Book of Mormon said that, retracted their statements, so they all were still believing in the coming forth of the Book of Mormon and various other things. And I'm pretty pleased that he actually did that. Brigham Young did keep good links with people involved with Joseph Smith. Even Emma, yes, their letters were toxic, but he was still in a position where he could write to her at the drop of a hat about things, and I really respect that. I think that that's worth understanding, that everybody involved felt that they had a connection to other people, and they felt that they were able to send horrible, snarky letters to each other. But at least they had that, because it is very difficult if you are setting up your own church and the only people that have got shared experience are the people that knew Joseph, and he got shot. or fell out of a window whilst being shot. So you've got links there to various of the stuff, which is really nice. There are some stuff from the reorganised church, now known as the Community of Christ. We've got a selected bibliography of various books that you can find about Mary Fielding Smith, so that's Hiram's wife, Hiram Smith himself. More stuff on Emma and Joseph, obviously, Joseph Smith III, a pragmatic prophet, various other people, because it is important, I think. And then you've got the index at the back, and we also have information about the book author. So he's part of the church education system, and that'll be the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And then the book itself, it fills a significant gap in the early history of the church. And to be absolutely honest, it does answer many questions, because Joseph dies and suddenly we're going, Brigham, becomes second prophet, and we're off to Utah. And Emma Smith's story sort of stops there, because the church's story, or the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints story, goes to Utah. We never really get into the mountain, the differences between the Rocky Mountain Mormons and the Prairie Mormons. That's the ones that stayed behind. So it's just really nice to have this history of what happened, and you can just go, oh, so that's why. Oh, so that's why. And I think that that's really useful. So we've got all sorts of things in here that happened, because one of the things I think Emma was really worried about was she didn't want to leave Joseph and Hiram's bodies without family protection, because they were worried that people would come and dig them up. And I fully get why Hiram's wife left, because she didn't have anything, because she was a second wife to Hiram, not his first. His first had died, just so you know. So it's very interesting, and I've really enjoyed this book, and it's nice and slim as well. It's not, massive, is it? Which is nice. So there's the back, and there's the IBS number for anybody that wants it. So they were a people without a prophet. Yeah, and it's nice, it's slim, and it's a good read. It's easy reading, and it's got good links and good sources in it. I just need to get on and do Joseph and Emma's kids at the back to get your head around, because there's so many of them. It does get confusing. You're like, so which child is dead, or which child did this, and which child did that? So, yeah, hope you've enjoyed this review. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for your support. Bye.